Consistency wins every single time. So I was born in Japan. My mom's full Japanese, my dad's not. So yeah, I'm half. And then when I was like 1, we moved to California because of my dad was in the military. I got in with him when I was 8. So when we moved here from California, he joined the CrossFit gym and I kind of just came with him. So we pretty much started learning everything together. I think that's really what started it all.
When he had started kind of coming to CrossFit with me, we saw things, right? Like we saw, and he would just pick things up naturally, right? So he came in and he was like doing gymnastics movements naturally. He just moves naturally, squats naturally, ran naturally. He's very balanced, very coordinated. You know, started doing snatches just like by watching somebody do snatches, right? He just like every time he saw something new, is like he wanted to try that. And you know, me and his, you know, one of his first coaches, we would talk. He's like, he's gonna figure out how to do that in like less than 20 minutes. I think it was probably around the time he was 13 or 14 years old, right? And he'd won nationals a few times already since, you know, at that point. He hit some big enough numbers to put him on Youth Team USA right around the time he was like 13, 14 years old, right? So it was pretty early in, you know, just in his athletic career.
I don't have an exact memory of it, but I remember probably what it was after going to my first nationals. I did okay. I got 3rd my first year, so I wanted more. I was also in a heavier weight class for my weight. Like I was the lightest one and the youngest one, so I just wanted to grow into that and see what I could do like next year. I think just being in the environment and seeing like the stronger, older kids lift, I think inspired me, and I just wanted to get to their level and then pass. I think that's what got me hooked.
You know, I see, you know, where I'd like him to go with his future. But then as a coach, I know I know that I have to switch that hat, and I have to be able to provide, you know, the stuff that he needs and the resources that he needs to be that good. But it's a fine line, right? It's a fine line between like care for him as a dad, even though he's in here practicing, right? I have to still be the coach. So it's just it's hard, right? And it's not a lot of father/coaches are built for that. It's a tough dynamic, but I think now we're kind of figuring out how to mesh and really, you know, be a cohesive unit. So
my dad's always been with me. He's always been there, but we built a strong trust and communication. So ever since then, he's always been with me, and I think that's what keeps the trust.
The biggest challenge before was the age difference, right? And then not only was it the age difference, but it was also the fact that we lived under the same roof in the same house, and I was a single father. So like we saw each other every day. And so when he comes home and he walks through the door, he sees me as dad. And when he's young and we live together, it's really hard for him to see me as coach when he walks in the gym, right? But now when he comes into the gym, it's time to train. But if we go out and we get dinner and grab a pizza or something like that, that's dad's, you know, father-son time.
So a normal day, I wake up at 7:30. I'll take a shower and get ready for work, and then I'll come down to the kitchen. I'll usually do like a bagel with peanut butter and banana, and then I'll get all my meals prepped for the day to go to work. Leave here around 8:30, and then I get to work, do all that. Around 11, I'll have my first meal, which is eggs and toast, and then around 4, I'll have another meal, and then at 5, I'll leave to go to the gym, work out from like 5:15, 5:30 to around 8 o'clock, and then come home, eat, stretch, recover, sauna, go to bed. You need to have discipline to function on a day-to-day basis, and people say 1% better every day, and that's really what it comes down to. It's about finding your why and like why you want to continue, and just being disciplined as well, no matter if you want to come in or not, because most days you're not going to want to come in. You still got to just show up and do everything you need to do to get better.
My philosophy is, it's going to take time, right? It's going to take time. Even though you see potential in athletes, it's not just about what you see. It's about them as well, right? It's about they have to want it as much as I see it in them, right? So it doesn't matter, like somebody could come through the door and I just see natural talent, but if they don't have the desire and the commitment that it's going to take to be that's going to have to be something that we develop throughout the years, as long as you stick with me as a coach and stick with the process.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
There's, a lot of youths and juniors have their ups and downs, and some people peak earlier than others, and some people peak later. So you don't really know when you're peaking, but I've seen a lot of young athletes peak and then get burnt out or hit a wall and then they stop. And it's really important just to keep training through those. I've had 6 months, a year period where I saw like no improvement.
We've been through it. There's been times where he needed a break or he wanted to try other sports or something like that. And it's always been, I've been open about it. It's like, yeah, man, you can go do this and you can go do that, but keep in mind that you just you have this, right? And we don't want to jeopardize that necessarily. Let them enjoy what they want to do, and hopefully they stick around and they realize, oh, well, I'm way better at this than I was at that. And then when they get to his level, it's like, okay, we got to take this serious, and the other stuff kind of got to throw it to the side because the potential for injury or anything else like that.
You just got to keep training and getting better 1% every day, and eventually you'll break through. And then it also helps going up weight classes and not restricting your body from growing and getting stronger. I want to go to multiple Olympics if possible, but I'm going to take it one at a time. Really just the goal is to keep improving every day. That's all you can really do, is get 1% better. So
the biggest reward would be to see him on the Olympic stage in 4 years or 3 years, right? That's the biggest reward. That's what he's wanted since he was, he started this sport. He's been on the world stage, he's been on the Pan American stage in both, all youth, junior, senior. But my biggest reward is just seeing where he's at right now and everything that he's accomplished. That's my pride. Yeah.